Hello, everyone. Sue.oneschuk here to continue our study and our practice of A Course in Miracles. And we are going to be using the workbook again today. And we are going to be focusing on lesson 10. So I will begin by reading the lesson. And it is lesson 10. My thoughts do not mean anything. This idea applies to all the thoughts of which you are aware or become aware in the practice periods. The reason the idea is applicable to all of them is that they are not your real thoughts. We have made the distinction before and will do so again. You have no basis for comparison as yet. When you do, you will have no doubt that what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. This is the second time we have used this kind of idea. The form is only slightly different. This time, the idea is introduced with my thoughts instead of these thoughts. And no link is made overtly with the things around you. The emphasis is now on the lack of reality of what you think you think. This aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless, outside rather than within, and then stressed their past rather than the present status. Now we are emphasizing that the presence of these thoughts means that you are not thinking. This is merely another way of repeating our early statement that your mind is really a blank. To recognize this is to recognize nothingness. When you think, you see it. As such, it is the prerequisite for vision. I spoke earlier that vision by the Course is inner vision. It's the vision of Christ. Close your eyes for these exercises and introduce them by repeating the idea for today quite slowly to yourself. Then add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. The exercises consist as before in searching your mind for all the thoughts that are available to you, without selection or judgment. Try to avoid classification of any kind. In fact, if you find it helpful to do so, you might imagine that you are watching an oddly assorted procession going by, which has little, if any, personal meaning to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, my thought about blank does not mean anything. Again, my thought about blank does not mean anything. Today's thought can obviously serve for any thought that distresses you at any time. In addition, 5 practice periods are recommended, each involving no more than a minute or so of mind searching. It is not recommended that this time period be extended, and it should be reduced to half a minute or less if you experience discomfort. Remember, however, to repeat the idea slowly before applying it specifically, and also to add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. So this lesson, as it says, is addressing my thoughts versus these thoughts. And in paragraph 3, it says, that this lesson is reminding us that A Course in Miracles is a correction process. The study of A Course in Miracles and the practice of it is a correction process. And we began with, let me see, I'm going over here to lesson or section 3. So we began with the idea, the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless. That's how we started it in these first few lessons, because they are past thoughts. So we have a number of false thoughts. They're thoughts of the ego, not of God, which are thoughts of lack, threat, scarcity, victimhood. And these false thoughts, the ego thoughts, take us from the real truth. They are the blocks to love that we're undoing. And again, this is a whole undoing process, undoing of the ego. So, we identify with our thoughts and or our emotional reactions to our thoughts. We invest in them, and we keep fueling them. We keep entertaining them, and then we end up justifying them, and we give these false thoughts. We give them life. So when we're entertaining these false thoughts, there's no room. There's no room for the Holy Spirit to remind us of the truth of love. So what we need to do, or what we're doing in this, is recognizing these thoughts, these false thoughts, so as to be able to release them to the Holy Spirit. And in doing so, to receive the truth from the Holy Spirit. The truth, which is love, is all that's real. And that fear, you may have heard this before, fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is not real. We make it real. So as you continue to study and practice the course, you're going to find that, yes, you're going to forget this. You're going to forget, you're going to fall into these false ideas, fall into the ego. It's part of our humanity. It's part of the duality that we are living in. Although as you practice this, you'll more and more remember that when these thoughts come up for you, rather than entertaining them, justifying them, fueling them, giving them life, you will, because they don't bring any peace. I said at one point, my peace is my barometer, how I feel inside. And if I'm not in my peace, that's when I need to check into my thoughts, release those thoughts, give them over to the Holy Spirit, and let them go completely. And then allow the Holy Spirit to direct me from there to the truth which love is real. Direct me to love. All right, that's it for today. And again, I just keep saying, keep up the good work, keep up your journaling, and please do appreciate, again, please keep liking each individual video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And again, I solely am intending, my whole sole intention is to build a Course in Miracles community here on YouTube. So any and all support in doing so is totally and completely appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Okay, have a love-filled day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, lesson number 11. Bye for now.